fucking celebrities that you know that's rich, famous, got more money than you gonna ever get in your life, is more beautiful than you ever gonna be in your life, and they're miserable. They don't have a man. They can't keep a man. They're miserable. Look at Taraji P. Henderson. She like 50 right now, famous and rich. Why are you unhappy? You know why? She has no fucking man because you were made to pair with a man. I don't care how much money you got. I don't care how much degrees you got. When you're old and lonely, sitting in that mansion and there's nobody there for you to love, take care of, and you sitting on Instagram seeing all these couples and other couples on vacation and posting all these fucking God gonna send me this guy. That's what you really want. Okay. All this money don't mean shit if he's not there to share it with.
Okay, so
the money means nothing. The degree means nothing. You need the man. I'm telling my daughter the most important thing she can get in life is a good man. More important than your degree, more important than your fucking career, more important than any of that bullshit.
All right, welcome back to my channel, YouTube. This is your girl, Leila Harvey, on my channel, Coaches Know Best. And today I got two special guests, my rocks, my #1 ride or dies. We got Portia Thomas, aka Portia Johnson on the misses up in here. And then we got Janelle Jenkins looking all savvy with her golden brown skin. Anywho, okay, so today is Girl Zoom Pillow Talk. And what we doing today is that we're just going to be reacting to that video I sent you guys and the content it brings. Now I know we had previous, off the record conversations about it before, but let's just go ahead and get into details about it. So let's start with Portia. What was your outlook on that video? And just in the comments all together with it.
I mean, I watched the video and I just want to know, what do men typically think about women and how they feel that, why do they feel that successful women are miserable because they don't have a man? I mean, I'm married to a whole woman, so I'm trying to understand, and I'm happy, and my career is going great. I'm graduating. I'm about to get into my master's program, and I'm happy. So I'm trying to understand, how does success link to, I guess I'm trying to find a correlation here, and I don't see it.
Facts.
I don't see it. And the fact that he was saying that basically Taraji P. Henson was miserable because of everything that happened with the pay and how she spoke up. And in reality, Monique spoke about it first and no one listened to her. The whole thing with Netflix, the whole thing with...
And she married.
Everything that happened. She's married, yeah. But married. I mean, I feel like the relationship status don't have anything to do with...
And that's what we're talking
success.
And that's what we're talking about too. Like, you have a lot of female Black actresses, because not only Monique, but Viola Davis, she's happily married, big mansion, all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? But that won't stop nobody from messing with your pay.
Exactly.
That's true.
Like, you could be married, single, homeless, looking like the goddamn plague is rolling her up and down here, but that ain't gonna stop nobody from messing with your pay.
Somebody in the comments mentioned something that a man can add value to what a woman already has, and that's fine, and I understand that, because in the way that is true, but that works both ways. Women can add value to what a man already have, just like they say, when they say, oh, a woman turns a house into a home, how they raise children, and make the man look good, earning his clothes, being presentable, having his back in that way. So I get where that person, whoever commented on that, said that, but I feel like it was used in the wrong context because
Yeah, because it made it seem like if she
it's not
ain't had
only
a
one
man, she
sided.
wouldn't be going through this.
No, if she had a basically was trying to say if she had a man, she probably would make more money than what she was making as an actress. She probably would be more successful. And Taraji's been single for so long. Everybody don't know her backstory. And she told bits and pieces of it in public or whatever. But I don't know if y'all seen that Mary J. Blige show where she was on there and she talked about how her child's father was I don't he died. I don't recall exactly what happened. I don't know if he was killed or he was sick or whatever, but he died. And honestly that is a big part of her life. That was a big part of her life, her story. And I don't think that's the reason she's single or that she's been single for so long. I think that she's been so career focused.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure she's dated and went out and she kept that private as she should. She has that right to. I feel like
Mm-hmm.
people like us regular folks that's not celebrities, let's say people that are not considered celebrities. I feel like we tend to try to know everything about a celebrity and forget that they are a person too, that they have things that they don't want to talk about, that they have things that they don't want to share with the world, and the world is upset. For an example, Halle Bailey, she just had a baby. Everybody was speculating about that, and yeah, their suspicions were true, but it
That's her
wasn't their
right.
business.
Exactly.
She hid
It's
it
her right to
and
deny
she had a
or
successful,
confirm.
yeah. And when she was ready to reveal
So,
that to the world, she did it on her own time.
mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I guess I try to understand, and I don't know, these new age men are something
Yeah,
different. Nothing
definitely.
bad, but then again, like I said, I can't talk. I've been with my wife. We've been married over a year and we've been together 8 years. So I haven't even really had interaction with a man in almost 10
Yeah, but I mean,
because I
in that perspective, like with your situation, like as long as someone, got your back and love you the most, it doesn't really matter what's between their legs at the end of the day. You know what
that's
I'm
true, but
saying?
we're speaking on how the commenter
Mm-hmm.
said the man add value. I don't have a man. I have a wife. I have a partner. I have someone that loves me unconditionally, and she's adding value to my life, and I'm adding value to her. So, is I don't know if he was just speaking in that context, but if you're breaking down biologically, I mean, I could take it further than that if that's the case. But honestly, I don't even be I go on there and I scroll and I look and I read the comments and stuff. And then sometimes I'm tempted to write something back. And then I'm like, do I really want to waste my energy on that? Because for what? For what? What is the point? What is it going to do for me? How is it going to enhance my knowledge? How is it going to benefit my life or anything like
Mm-hmm.
that? Like, I'm not about to argue about what someone else think or whatever, because what they eat don't make me shit at the end of the day.
Facts. If anything, that shit make me constipated because ain't nothing coming
Mm-mm.
out.
I'm just saying.
And for my YouTube watchers, I will edit it to the where like the video play first and then our commentary on it. So Janelle, from your perspective of what you saw of the content and then how the comments mainly pertaining just to my one comment and how everything just blew up the way it did of how my mindset was, what is your opinion on it?
Honestly, I'm with y'all. I really don't see how you can measure my success or the something like losing money. Nobody
Mm,
can really control how somebody can fuck you over. So me
mm,
having a man ain't gonna fix that shit. It's men all the
facts.
time in the same industry that get fucked over. Um, but what I didn't like about the comments is, as she said, it was a comment that said that man can add value, but nobody speak about the fact that there's women who had men and they screwed them over too, and they drained the fuck out of those women in that same situation. So we're not talking about like, oh, this is a little bit of money. Compared to Taraji, I'm broke as shit, but I'm still gonna be asking for my money. So I don't really
Mm-hmm.
get what the fuck you talking about. I don't give a fuck if it's $100 or $50. I want the money that you owe me because I did the work for it.
Exactly. Thank you. And my thing is this, like, and then we also discussed prior to this recording that everybody thinks that an opinion or a preference is like by
Facts.
law facts.
Mhm.
Like you like one comment said, well, they did a study. They did a study on. I'm like, it's not like we out here, doing some Discovery Channel shit. You know what I'm saying? It's not like we're trying to find a cure for cancer. It's not like we're trying to, you know, invent something like cars. Like you do a study on how this car could work better. You do a study of how this medication could be better for your illness. You do studies to figure out, oh, how can we bring the rainforest back from its destruction? Like those are studies. You know what I'm saying? Like a theory, an opinion, a preference, and all stuff, those are not facts.
That's true.
Everybody knows what a
They
theory
can be
is.
backed. They can be backed by factual and empirical evidence, but your
Right. But if we're
simple
talking
opinion
about
and your thought
saying
is not that. It's a theory, and in order to
exactly,
test that theory, you will use
you
empirical
will need to
evidence in
actually go
order
to
to.
Taraji P. Henson
And ask
and
yourself.
and ask her that specific question. Are you miserable that you ain't got a man? Like you would
And
have to
even if she
literally
says
like
she's not,
in order.
like that's what I'm saying though. Even if she
No,
says she's not
I'm not saying that she probably
miserable, doesn't
is.
necessarily make it true. But
Right. I'm not saying that
that's
she
her
is or she
business.
isn't, but the thing is for me is unless you physically asked her, get it like what our parents used to say, straight from the horse's mouth. Unless you got
Mhm.
it straight from the horse's mouth and not out here in society from the horse's ass. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Ass sits on shit and it will stay there. You know what I'm saying? When you get it from the horse's mouth, okay, then you could say it's facts because she confirmed this. If you haven't even confirmed if if her life is so miserable without a man because she's in a certain, high position, what I'm saying, in the industry, then how can you sit there and say that that's how all women are and that it's facts? No, it's not. You know what I'm saying? They keep trying to say like it's the truth, it's facts, it's this. No, in reality, opinions, theories, preferences, you know, typing is not facts. It's just assuming this and just spewing out there. It's rumors. It's baseless. You know what I'm saying? It's just like the stereotypical things that they say about um how women act or how black people act or how Asian people act or how white people act. Like that's facts. No, yeah, there's some that can prove that yeah, this particular stereotype fact is true, but then there's other black people in the community that don't follow that stereotypical role. Just like women don't follow the stereotypical role when it comes to how they feel when they're in or not in a relationship. And I'm just like y'all for real?
I just feel
Like,
like it shouldn't be equaled out to that though, because as you said, there's certain stuff that happens and they think about it when they're in a relationship. But as Portia mentioned, how Holly kept her pregnancy secret, you
hmm,
do that to kind of protect your image because when she got with DDG, people was tripping and saying how she was gonna fuck her career over. She's pregnant now. Oh, she's ruined the image. And for all you know, Taraji might be doing the same thing because y'all forget when I think she was engaged to one of the basketball players. I forgot his name. Um, but he made her feel, I can't say he made her feel, he made her look bad with how he treated her in the
hmm.
public eye. For all we know, that girl could be engaged and happy behind closed doors, and we don't know a goddamn thing. Because as she said, until there's a ring on her finger, you would never know who the fuck she dealing with. And she actually mentioned that in an interview before. So
Yep.
we can't say, oh, you're miserable just because we don't know who you're fucking on. That ain't even my business, to be honest. So
Facts.
like, so I don't know. It's just unfair because they don't do this to men. They don't. equate a man's being miserable or unsuccessful to the woman that she's dealing with unless he really loses everything because of some shit that she does.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that one guy made a statement, because I said, because they when they said that all women are miserable when they, without a man and da 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 da. And then I would, I had chimed in and said, well, then that means that single men are miserable too without being in a relationship, because there have been there are some criterias when it comes to a man's career, whichever it could be lawyer, businessman, actor, doesn't matter. But there are some criterias or some like an image that people prefer a man to have a wife, to either not have a child or have a child on the way or already have one before they even do dealings with them. Especially like in the, business industry, where there are some like high-end companies that will not even consider you for a multi-million-dollar deal if you're single.
That's great.
But that's also a man too. And then for that person to come back saying, list one man that's like that. They're all around. They're all around. Like I'm not trying to put race into it, but in my opinion, not facts, but in my opinion, a lot of the Caucasian race of males prefer whoever they're going to do business with to have somebody with them than for them to be single rich men. Because in their mind, like success is a family and not an individual. But people don't talk about that.
Yeah. But some people, some of that is instilled in them since they were children. You get what I'm
Right.
saying? And us, us being Black women or Black people,
Mm-hmm.
um, we are raised based on what happened to our ancestors and our descendants based on slavery and everything. And it's been such a mindset thing that kept us trapped in, oh, we believe this is ours because of all of this, because of everything that was endured back then, that we're not looking at the bigger picture of, instilling this generational thing from childbirth. Now, honestly, it has significantly improved based on a lot of Black businesses, thriving Black businesses. People are doing things such as something simple as getting a vending machine contract at a freaking hospital or at a location, a truck stop or something. They're making their money that way. And, they're putting their kids' names in this thing so they can have generational wealth. And I think that's a great thing. And, but speaking on how, the racial thing with Caucasian people, they are, that is instilled in them. And a lot of times, and you're right as far as like the male having like a female counterpart or a partner before they go into a successful business. I've seen that happen many times, especially in the hospital that I currently work at. A lot of my coworkers are married. They have husband, wife, children, or they have one on the way. You get what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
and they are at the peak of their career. Nurses, doctors, practitioners, surgeons, whoever. They are at the peak of their career. Even the ones that are not. I'm not even going to say not at the peak of their career. Even the ones that are not considered, a doctor or a nurse or anything of that nature. They're even married and have careers, or their spouses may have a higher paying career where they don't have to go further up if they don't want to. They have that choice to make. Whereas us Black people, we feel like we have to aim high in order to be successful.
Yeah, like it's so bad that they think like we gotta be like these characters in the goddamn Bible. You know what I'm saying? Bringing niggas back to life, like parting red seas in this bitch, bringing on the locusts for the plague.
Well, no, I kind of
Infesting pig.
disagree with that.
No, I'm saying so. Like those are the type of dramatic hoops us as Black women, even though I'm exaggerating, because that's just how high of expectation they have for us to even get a fraction of what we're worth. Like you, like in some cultures, to be considered like warriors or something, they'll make you go through these tests and trials, like walk on, hot coals, you know, go hunt and give us the biggest prize you can kill, and you know what I'm saying? Like, but in our community, it's like that. You know what I'm saying? I gotta go hunt for the biggest fish in order for them to see me as worthy to get the pay that I deserve. You know what I'm
Do
saying?
you know why?
Whether I have a man next to me or not, but the fact that because of the color of my skin and our ancestral history, no matter what happens, that like it won't stop nobody from messing with your pay, because like I said, Viola Davis, who did I think I get away with murder, and when she did that one movie, that one African
The
American,
Woman King?
yeah, the Woman King. And just and the most recent one she's doing now, where they're coming out with the new Kung Fu Panda with her in it as a new villain. But she's well known, and yet you see her just like you see Taraji P. Henson letting people know, like, do not play with my money. Give me, for you think I'm worthy of this, then pay me what I'm worth. Then pay me my worth. And it's just not just in like Fantasia. She's married. She is in a healthy, stable relationship with her kids and the man she's with. And look how they did her. Put them all in one trailers, messing with their pay and all that stuff. And she's a married black, happily married black woman. And that does not stop people, even from our own culture, to mess with your money. So I'm just trying to figure out, like, who all out here with riches and resources and black and is miserable being by themselves. And I'll let you finish your one thought process. I had just ran into a clip from, everybody knows, like, Medea, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there was one where she was talking about how sometimes, and this for those who believe in God, or the higher ups, that sometimes the energy will make sure you're by yourself, so you know how to be by yourself and be happy by yourself. And it's just a bonus for someone else to bring more happiness into your life, instead of it being a whole mandatory thing to not look like a bitter, single, miserable black woman that's out here trying to do her thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love, like what Tyler Perry said and Medea said, I love me some me, and I also love the fact that I have a husband that, provides that extra love on me that I already have for me. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And people don't understand that it's nothing like lonely and loneliness. It's two different things. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't mind being lonely. I don't mind being alone. But that doesn't mean I am so distraught in loneliness. You know what I'm saying? That I need to be with somebody because someone says I need to. Because if I don't, in the eyes of the world and society, I'm miserable. You know what I'm saying? Like that,
Mm-hmm.
like
Yeah, I get
make it
what you're
make
saying.
make it make sense.
Yes. That's crazy.
And I meant what I said about old dude. Like, try to be. People say, like, try to play back, saying like, well, she look better than you, and you younger than her. That's fine. I said, and I keep saying it. That's your opinion. And
But
my
that's
opinion is,
because you want to know why they did all of that. That's because they was trying to probe at you because you kept saying, that's your opinion, you're entitled to it. That's your opinion, you're entitled to it. That's all you kept responding to everyone that commented up under your thing. That's your opinion, you're entitled to it. And you're like, have a good day, sir, or have a good day. That's your opinion. That's your opinion. And they were mad that they couldn't push even further, that you wouldn't let them get,
Having a
under
meeting
your
with the girls.
skin in that way.
Having a Zoom meeting with the girls. Portia and Janelle. Say hey.
Hey.
Hey, brother.
Hey, boo.
We were talking about how a lot of people nowadays are assuming because you're by yourself that you're miserable, whether you're a celebrity or you by yourself that you're miserable women by yourself. And I'm like, that's not the case. That doesn't apply to everybody. That's an opinion, not a fact. From a man's perspective, he would want to mess with no crazy man if he was a woman. Or a woman either. It goes both ways, but everybody's just, but everybody's harping on the woman is like, that's like.
That's because they view women as inferior. Like a lot of men, and that's why it's such a huge thing with the equal pay and everything, because the women are viewed as inferior, and you see it. You see it all the time. They display it in movies. They display it in reality. You have a female doctor versus a male doctor. You have a female lawyer versus a male lawyer. You see it like in the movies how, oh, this person get passed up because she's a woman alone, not because she do good work, she do everything. They want to keep her because of what she can do, because she's a threat if she go elsewhere and become even more successful. So they keep her around and everything, and say, okay, we got our secret weapon. We're the we're the secret weapon, but we're not the face of it. You get what I'm saying? We're not the face. We don't represent the company as a whole.
They ready to pass the blame on once they get called out. Now all of a sudden, oh well, where it's not just a me decision. This is a whole team, decision, instead of the fact that, like, no, sir, close the door, Bucci. Close the door. Yeah, let all my followers see that this real life. I live. I have a home. I have a family. So they're gonna interrupt me either way it go, and I don't care because we're gonna keep it moving. But now I lost my train of thought. Like,
you better not blame that on Bucci. Don't blame that. Don't blame that on the man. No, just
right. Don't let me blame it on my prince over here, because then everybody get on me about it. Like, nope, ADHD.
I can't.
So I guess, in my opinion, just listening to y'all thoughts as well as remembering the comments, I got 2 points. One, this is usually why women don't speak out on stuff, because there's always some sort of insult that comes with it. Even if it's delayed, even if it's like an assumption that they have and it's completely wrong, we always have to get bashed a little bit beforehand. And yeah, you calling her miserable is bashing her. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Also, I'm speaking from my personal life. I'm no way a celebrity. Like I said, I'm just a regular person to her. But like, I've been single on purpose. And being single, I can say I'm not miserable. But when I was in a relationship, when I was dealing with men, I was at my lowest point, and it was not a healthy situation. And I don't know if it just comes with maturity or experiences or whatnot, but you have to understand, in order to allow somebody in your life to be a part of all your success, they got to have a certain level of like, okay, I'm not going to fuck around with this. I'm not going to screw over this. I'm not going to.
Exactly.
All of this is childish. And yes, when I seen your comments, I was looking like all the men that's out here bashing you over a comment that was made about Taraji. Put two and two together. Like,
I'm
are we going to grow up?
Taraji stan, so I don't care what nobody say about me. Like, don't talk about her. Like, yeah, like that's crazy. And then there was that one dude that kept saying, like, well, it's not me saying it, it's him. Why are you searching for, like, see, like, why are you searching? You searching. Why are you worried about what I'm like, what am I searching, sir?
I just didn't understand why they got so angry is what I was confused about, because I was like, we all pretty much don't know. None of us know her. So we're angry for what?
He was like, oh, you need to tell it to him. And I'm like, but you're on her comment. I'm trying to understand. You made a
Mhm.
comment, she responded back, and then you're telling her she need to say it to him. No, she said it to you because if you didn't comment, you wouldn't be
You're gonna be
You
in it.
wouldn't be involved.
right. But okay, I mean, it is what it
Someone
is.
was saying like do your research, Google it or something. I'm like, what? You want me to go look up the word opinion versus facts? It's gonna tell you exactly what I'm telling you. An opinion is not a fact.
I think
It is
that's my point.
not
I would have accepted everything that they said if they came with the proof that they were
facts.
saying. Then I would have been like, bet you win that one.
Yeah,
But
and
yeah,
the
looking
funny
at
part
that, I
is
was like,
That's
majority.
not necessarily true. That's not necessarily true because you could come with proof as to why it's not. Because
that's true.
scientifically, we don't look for proof to prove that it is that it isn't. We just look for
Mhm.
proof to. So, like in my statistics class, for an example, the what my instructor taught me is that they have a reject and fail to reject. So we're
Mhm.
looking to fail to reject. We're not looking for the actual proof that it is or isn't. You get what I'm saying? Because just like you can find proof that it is, you
Speak,
can
my
find proof that it
intellectual
isn't.
black queen.
Okay, like,
I'm just
like you're
saying,
right.
like,
Put out the
I'm just saying.
definition. You know what I'm saying? Pull out the
You
what? The
having proof
thesaurus.
doesn't mean a damn thing because I can find proof to counter exactly what the fuck you're saying. It doesn't mean that you're wrong and it doesn't mean that I'm right, vice versa.
And
So,
that's the thing when I say accept it, because I can accept your point of
mm-hmm,
view if you give me your proof. I can accept it. Doesn't mean I'm gonna live by it, but I can accept it because I'm seeing
Right,
where you're coming from.
respectfully.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
they was
Exactly.
on something.
And I
But
keep repeating myself. I'm like, you have the free will to agree or disagree. That is completely up to you. That is your opinion, sir.
they chose to disagree loudly because
One of them said like I need to heal. Put exclamation
yeah, I
points at
saw
the
that.
end. Like that's like that's gonna make it more like you know what I'm saying? Like that's not gonna do nothing. I'll be like, sir, I'm perfectly fine. But thank you for your advice. Like,
That shit wow.
I could be off my rockers, but I'm perfectly sound and stable on this topic. Like,
That's why I
and
said the
it
communication is horrible nowadays. Like nobody is willing to have like I feel like a debate is not an argument. I wish people would understand that. We can always have a healthy debate and be like, okay, cool. We just never gonna agree on this and shit. But you gotta throw insults when I kind of be like, I'm out of this conversation. You didn't win the argument or whatever. You didn't win the
is it
debate. I'm just out of it because obviously we're not two mature adults. There's only one mature motherfucker in this thing. Like,
exactly?
mm,
I don't respond well to toxic insults when it comes to with a supposedly healthy debate about a topic of opinion versus facts. And is facts opinion or is opinion facts? Like, and I stand by everything I said. Like, you cannot say all women in the wealthy, rich, fame lifestyle that they live, that all of them are women because are miserable because they have no man. And then to
mhm.
use Taraji as an example is completely like unnecessary because you don't even know this woman. You ain't had no PI follow her. You ain't been stalking her. You ain't been getting no pictures. Like you ain't even be seeing no pictures on your Google research. So it's like I'm trying to figure out where do you feel like she fits into this particular opinion that you're giving and you don't know nothing. And the fact that your opinion that you're giving is so aggressive, you know what I'm saying? To the point where like downright like I felt sorry for the woman that did the podcast with the man because he's so aggressive talking to her. Someone say there's more people beautiful out there. No, they're all miserable. You know what? I'm gonna teach my daughter this. That nobody cares about your education, that nobody cares. It's like you're gonna teach your black if you had one. I don't know if he said he had one or if he does have one. But the fact that for you to even be have an opportunity to be a girl dad and not just any girl dad, but a black girl dad to a black girl, and you're gonna teach your beautiful black princess that nobody's gonna care about anything about you, and that you need to focus on this because your main focus should be getting a man is completely horrible. Like it's one thing to give your daughter advice. It's a whole nother thing to try to plan out a sabotage future for her And it's not out of love, it's not out of respect, it's not out because I want to protect my princess. It's literally coming off as bitter, angry, aggressive, abusive. Like a lot of people say, like, when mother-in-laws are that attached to their sons, it's emotional incest. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like it could be the same way with men and their daughters. Like having that type of mindset, I feel like he would, the way he put that statement, it made me think of, like, and this is perspective. From my perspective of watching it and listening, it seems like it's emotional incest. Because you're basically trying to say that you're gonna raise her into a woman that you feel is adequate for you and not for the future person that she's going to have once she moves out and lives her life.
I can't knock nobody's parenting skills or anything, but I just don't think that would never, in my personal opinion, be a healthy way to raise a child, because that can lead you down a toxic road really quick. And I'm not judging that person whatsoever, by all
Yeah.
means. But, and I know this is straying off, but I also think because your child would be that lucky to have a father in your life, you have a bigger impact for those compared to the women who didn't have a father. They accept
Exactly.
so much that they shouldn't even
Mm-hmm.
think is okay. But I've seen so many women who had their fathers in their lives, and I'm like, dang, even in middle school, you were so just, you weren't with any of the things that was happening, and you would never even talk to a person that just didn't value you. Where I can say, I'll put myself out there, I accepted so much because I didn't know what a man was supposed to do. And if you teach something like that, like, oh, they won't care about your education, you're pretty much telling this girl,
I ain't
I
gotta
don't care
try in
what you do in
school.
school.
I ain't gotta try.
Yeah. And I don't like that. Like, mm,
Exactly.
that's just my
So
personal
exactly.
opinion.
So we only got like a minute left. So any final like advice that you want to give to our viewers and listeners and all that?
These baby girls better take school seriously. They better love on themselves. And they honestly, if you're in high school, whatever, don't be worrying about no boy. Do what you got to do to make sure your life is together. Don't worry about no woman. Make sure you're good.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed.
Portia,
Agreed.
any
I
solid
agree.
advice?
Just do you. Have God in your life, do you, baby, because at the end of the day, I mean, that's the only person that you have to answer to. So I think we're stuck on such a societal factor of impressionism,
Mm-hmm.
and that we're trying to impress people. That's what's going to be a downfall.
Thanks.
So do what you think is right for you.
Mm-hmm.
Do what you think is right for you.
Yep. And to all my, YouTubers, TikTok, followers, just remember, can nobody tell you how you feel or how you live your life or what benefits you in your life, whether it's to have a spouse or to not have a spouse in that aspect. It doesn't make you miserable. It doesn't make you depressed. It doesn't make you anything less than what you allow yourself to be and to feel.